Well, I'm sure you've seen on your feed the NASCAR world is mourning tonight after the sudden death of racing legend Kyle Busch. The two-time Cup Series champ died suddenly today from what has been called a serious illness at just 41 years old.
For motorsport fans, he leaves behind a legacy that stretched far beyond the racetrack, impacting drivers and even aspiring broadcasters with roots in Northwest Ohio.
Yeah, Steve Iwanek had a chance to speak with a rising racing reporter, we should say, who says this loss is still hard to believe. Steve?
Yeah, Jeff Cayley. For Taylor Kitchen, this one is deeply personal to her. The Bowling Green State University graduate and NASCAR content creator says Kyle Busch wasn't just a superstar driver she watched growing up. He became someone who encouraged her during one of the biggest moments of her young career.
Kyle Busch is going to add his name to the illustrious list of Brickyard 400 winners.
For millions of racing fans, the number 18 car was impossible to miss.
I grew up watching Kyle Busch race on my TV. I knew who Kyle Busch was before I knew who NASCAR was or knew what NASCAR is because of the M&M's car.
And for Taylor Kitchen, Kyle Busch was one of the reasons she fell in love with NASCAR in the first place.
234 career wins across all 3 NASCAR National Series, 2 Cup Series champions. He is a future Hall of Famer, first ballot, hands down.
Kitchen, a Bowling Green State University graduate, now covering NASCAR nationally through her platform Above the Yellow Line, says the news of Busch's sudden death left the entire motorsports world stunned.
It's devastating. You never expect to hear something like that, especially from somebody who is as talented, as incredible as Kyle Busch. It is a shock.
Kitchen says one of her first major interviews came with Busch ahead of last year's Daytona 500.
Kyle Busch hopes to get back to victory lane in 2025 and hopes to do it for the Daytona 500.
A moment she now says she'll cherish forever.
What people maybe don't see about Kyle is just his genuine kindness and caringness.
She says Busch's personality helped define an era of NASCAR, a fierce competitor who never hid his emotions.
Kyle Busch was always unapologetically him.
And while NASCAR may not have a home track in Toledo, Kitchen says Busch's impact reached racing and sports fans as a whole all across Northwest Ohio. From kids who recognize the bright M&M's car on television to aspiring reporters chasing dreams in racing.
To know his story, what he's gone through, his success, his personality, it is something that everybody should know.
Now, Kitchen is currently in Indianapolis this weekend covering the Indy 500. She told me when the news broke, the entire media room went eerily silent, followed by veteran reporters and drivers consoling one another as tributes to Kyle Busch poured in from across the motorsports world. Busch's most recent win was last weekend, 6 days ago, at Dover Motor Speedway in the NASCAR Truck Series. In studio, Steve Iwanek, WTOL 11.